Hi guys. We had a huge day at Wimbledon, and I just wanted to talk about it. First off, I have some exciting news. So, as you guys could see, did not upload for it's been a couple months now, maybe 2 months. I had a lot of problems uploading, and I just got them fixed. So, thank God for that. I will be able to upload again. And then, second of all, I will be attending the City Open and the US Open this summer. So that is some good, exciting news, especially for my tennis fans out there. So, yeah, let's jump right into Wimbledon action for today, though. It was a great day. We got to see the Rafa Nadal, Nick Kyrgios, which is always a blast. I'm not the biggest fan of Kyrgios, but I think he brings a good edge to the sport that sometimes is needed. Sometimes, of course, he goes too far, but it's good that he brings a different vibe. But when he tried to hit Rafa, it was just not a good moment for tennis in general. The underhand serving is a completely different discussion. Everybody's going to have their own opinion on that. I'm not going to change your opinion, but the trying to hit Rafa is just absurd, and he admitted it in his press conference. Just disappointing from him. Yeah, I'm just disappointed by that. It's not good for the sport. Tennis is based on high level of respect and class, and especially at Wimbledon, the most prestigious tournament to exist. It's just not nice to see. But I'm happy for Rafa. He got through in 4 sets. And Kyrgios makes that overhead in on the first point of the 4 set breaker. We could be talking about a 5 set thriller that Kyrgios came through in. So very small margins. Rafa should be happy to get through in four, actually, because I think besides the start of the first set, Kyrgios was like going at it with him playing the same level. I think they were both playing at such a high level, but very similar levels. So yeah, Rafa should definitely be happy to get through that. Didn't face break point after the second set, I believe. Both of them didn't face break point after the second set. So great serving. What we expected from Kyrgios. We'd expect him to show out for this match, but as Rafa said in his press conference, Kyrgios gives a different energy depending on who he plays. And Rafa's exact quote is, to be a champion, you have to be able to play everyone, not just the top guys. And I mean, that couldn't be more true. You have to win 7 rounds to win a major, and that's if you don't have to qualify. That's if you automatically get in, which we know only the top guys get in. So obviously, most likely, a qualifier is not going to win it. That's never happened. But still, 7 matches is a lot. You're not going to be playing the top guys every single match, meaning the seeded players. So you're going to have to be ready to get up for every match if you want to win a major. But Kyrgios in his interview did not seem like he has the motivation to even win a major. He went on about how he doesn't put forth full effort and doesn't think he can compete for a major. So, just more funny stuff from him. But I guess, we move on. It's another day of Nick Kyrgios. That's just him. So, nothing out of the normal for him. Maybe for other people. Of course, with that amount of talent, you'd think you'd want to win slams, but that's him, and we can't change who he is. Let's move on to other matches, though. We had Daniel Evans beat Basilashvili, which was good for him after that rough patch he had about 2 years ago, getting that year-long suspension. Yeah, that was sad to see him suspended for a year, but he did deserve it. But it's good to see him bounce back, especially in his home country. So yeah, that was great to see. Basilashvili played very, very shaky. He's such an on and off player because of how much he goes for on each ball, and it's gonna be tough with every match with him. Yeah, he's just very streaky but he doesn't, it's not because he decides to be or anything like that, or because he's putting forth more effort. It's just because of his game style. He's probably, him and team are probably the two hardest hitters on tour, if you had to say. with their ground strokes, and obviously teams made a more consistent game of it. But Basilashvili had a great year last year, and I'm expecting a big second half of this year from him after this tournament because I don't think he specializes on the grass. So I think that's okay. He went out second round here, but big hard court season from him coming. But yeah, it was great to see Dan Evans. He kept his composure. He had 4 match points, lost them all, then went to a breaker in the third, held his composure great, just, made balls. That's all. Because, as I said, Vasilashvili's streaky. He just made balls and played solid in that breaker and got through with the British crowd. He was pretty emotional after, actually. There was tears, and he said that's the first time he cried in years in his interview. So yeah, that was a great win for him. I was glad to see that. That might be a match that you didn't know about or went under the radar, but I was glad to see that. And then, of course, we had Kei Nishikori. He took quick care of Cameron Norrie. I was expecting a bigger fight from Norrie. This match was put on center court for a reason. They want the Brits to get behind their men, and he didn't show out. He lost 4-4 and 0, so that was pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was fine for us fans because we all wanted to see Kyrgios Rafa. We're not gonna lie. So that came quicker on this 4th of July, so that was fine. Federer, quick care of business with Jay Clark, young Brit player. He had a lot of success last summer on the Challenger Tour, actually. Yeah, and I think he's been battling some injuries, but it was good for him to get to the second round of this. And then Federer was down 3-2 in the breaker in the second set, but then he handled that, and he handled that well. The situation, he took quick care in the first and third sets, so I guess maybe a little shaky going to a breaker, but I mean, all these pros have such good serves. Roger didn't get broken today, so I think he's smooth sailing. He's looking good for all you Fed fans out there. Andy Murray made his doubles debut with Pierre-Hugues Herbert. It was a good one. Herbert's hands are incredible. I was watching this, and this guy's reactions are just insane. They're insane. Copil, obviously insane serve. Humbert, I don't know if he was in it as much as the other players because he's worried about his match tomorrow against Felix Auger-Aliassime, which is a big one. This is Felix's first real slam where he's expected to do something. But you guys, people don't understand. Just because of the results he's shown and what he's capable of as a player, I'm not questioning that at all with saying this. It's his first true slam where he's playing these 3 out of 5s. Even Humbert, who's super young, has played more in slams than Felix and has more experience. So who knows if Felix will be super tired tomorrow. He seems to be very fit, but he's dropped some sets in his opening matches, and he may be very tired because 3 out of 5 is a whole different animal. Even the short matches are around 2 hours, and that's a long match for 2 out of 3. So we'll see how he comes out. I think it's going to be a good match, even if Felix is healthy. I think Humbert is capable of a lot. Good young Frenchman, lefty. He's capable of some damage on Felix. I think that will go 4 or 5 sets minimum, but I'm going to take Felix in that match tomorrow. But yeah, Murray and Herbert come out on top, 4-6, 6-1, 6-4, 6-0. So pretty straightforward besides the first set, but last 3 sets were pretty convincing. We saw Marcos Baghdatis bow out today. Last ever match against Matteo Berrettini. Berrettini handled it brilliantly. He stayed composed throughout the match, and this is a super young guy as well. So to see him this composed in a match against somebody who he knows this is his last tournament, he's a legend of the sport. It was just great to see from Berrettini his composure, because I don't know if many people notice that, because of course we're concentrated on Baghdatis today, which I was too, but I just realized how well Berrettini handled the situation. He played composed, he played mature, and in the end his game was too much for Baghdatis, and at the end he gave all the props to Baghdatis. He was very, very respectful, and just it was great to see that, how this young generation, how much they respect the older guys because the older guys are the ones who set the path for them. So it's great to see that. Yeah, that was a good match. Then we had Mikhail Kukushkin take out John Isner in five. That was a pretty good match. Isner seemed out of it. He between the fourth and the fifth, kind of like just looked very fatigued. And then after Kukushkin broke first game of the fifth, Isner kind of like came back to life, but it was too late because, as you guys know, if he goes down a break, he could be in trouble. So yeah, but Kukushkin played very well. He was running down those big Isner forehands where he just goes on top of the baseline and clobbers them. And Kukushkin was running them down, hitting insane, like, whipping passing shots. Like, honestly, like Rafa style passing shots. Like, it was incredible to watch. The next one was Fabio Fanini and Marton Fucsovic. This was a high quality all the way. Both of these guys are such good, just aggressive baseliners. Both of them super crafty, both solid serves. These guys are just like all around players. They're not 6'10", 6'11" like Riley Opelka, John Isner, Ivo Karlovic. They're not going to hit serves like that. But they're such good all around players. They don't have weaknesses. Both their backhands, forehands are great. Both of them are great at the net. Both of them have good serves. They're just all around players, and it was such a great match to watch. Of course, this went 5 sets, and Fanini prevailed. Both of them missed super easy chances. So Fanini at 3-all in the fifth set. I'm sorry, 3-2 in the fifth set. He had break point, and he literally had a ball right on top of the net, approach shot. Fucsovic popped it up for him, and he missed it long. It was crazy. And then Fucsovic held, and then 3-all. Fucsovic had break point. Fanini hits the top of the net. It bounces up. So Fucsovic has an easy passing shot, and he hits that in the net. So both of them had bad moments in the fifth, and then Fanini finally broke at 4-3, or at 4-3. He broke. He finally had the breakthrough. He held fairly easily in the last game and held his composure well. And this win, second fifth set win in a row. He had the first one against Francis Tiafoe in the first round. And so all this, to me, a lot of this credit goes to Douglas Cordero, him and Dominic Thiem's fitness coach. He's doing a great job because this guy goes 5 every round and seems fresh as a daisy every time. So shout out to Douglas Cordero. Yeah, seems like a great fitness coach because Thiem can go the distance. Fanini clearly can go to the distance. So, yeah, I'd contact him if you're in need of any fitness help on the court. Jean-Leonard Struff took out Taylor Fritz pretty straightforward, 4 sets. Luca Pouille beat Gregoire Barrère, straight sets. Those are very good friends. I think Barrère was a little tight. I was watching some of this, and he just wasn't good in the big moments. He lost the second set breakers at Love 7-0. That's not a good sign. And then he was at 4-all in the third set, got broken at Love, so that wasn't good. Queries into the third round after his big win against Thiem, so he backed that up, demolishing Rublev 6-3, 6-2, 6-3. Tennis Sandgren, another American. What a battle he had. So he was up a break. He was up 2 sets to Love. He was up 3-1 a break in the third set. Loses, 5 of the next 6 games to lose the third set. Loses the fourth set. Then Simone goes up a break in the fifth set. He's up 5-4 serving for the match. Then Simone goes up 30-love when he's serving for the match. Tennis Sandgren wins 4 straight points. Crazy passing shot to win the game. We're at 5-all. Then Sandgren wins 8-6. The guy looked like he could hardly walk after the match. I mean, what a fight. Both of these guys were incredible fighters. And then there was a funny moment. I think Simone might have the sniffles or something because he wouldn't shake Sandgren's hand. He gave him a good old fist bump. And then he gave the chair umpire a fist bump as well. So I think he was sick because I saw him say something to Sandgren when he came to the net, because Sandgren originally shook his hand out and then changed his form to a fist bump after Simone said that. So I believe he said he how he was sick and wouldn't shake his hand, and that's a nice gesture if he was. Because obviously Sandgren's got a round Wimbledon match to play, and hopefully you feel better, Gilles Simon, if you're seeing this. Songa cruised after his controversial first round match against Tomic. Tomic, by the way, fined his whole Wimbledon prize money for lack of trying, and apparently the quote I saw, uh, a high director at Wimbledon decided based on his standards that Bernard Tomic was not giving full amount of effort. And the quote I saw, which is what I was going to tell you, is that every player is held to a certain standard within each match, and he did not meet the standards they expected. And that's a quote they gave on that. It's a Yeah. Steve Johnson came through in 5 hard-fought sets against Alex de Minaur. Steve Johnson's a good player on the grass. I don't know. This is not that bad of a loss for de Minaur, but he needs to find his form ahead of the hardcourt season. He's got a lot of points to defend. Remember at the U.S. Open, his crazy 5-setter against Marin Cilic. And he's got finalist points to defend at the City Open. So it'll be interesting to see that. Yeah, hopefully he bounces back. And then we've got big day in store tomorrow. We're starting off on center court with Pella Anderson. A lot of other good matches. I'm really excited for Yuri Vesely and Benoit Paire. That's my match to watch tomorrow. I think it will be really closely contested. Yuri Vesely is very, very good on grass. Pardon me. And Benoit Paire's all around. He's a very good grass court player as well. Very crafty. So especially the slow courts this year, I think they suit him. But we'll see how that match goes. Vesely might be tired. He had to come through the qualifying. Then he beats Zverev. So he should be pretty gassed, but I think he has one more in him. I don't see him getting past the 4th round with qualifying, but I think he has one more in him. We'll see what happens tomorrow between them two. It'll be very, very close. And let's hope Paire gives it his all and hope for a great match. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.